Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. I know I didn't make a video yesterday, guys. I apologize for it. I just wasn't feeling up to it. But today I'm feeling much better, and I want to go over a couple different stories with you guys. So the first one, I don't want to do a full recap of WWDC 2018 because first of all, a lot of you guys watched it, and if you didn't watch it, you probably watched people's videos yesterday. But I'm going to go over some of the hidden features that pretty much no one else talked about, and so these are pretty interesting, and a lot of them I actually like. So let's go over a few of my favorites. The first one is the iPhone 10 app switcher. You no longer have to hold down on apps to close them. You can just swipe up like on the iPhone 8 in the old days. So really like that, happy that that's coming. Siri voices in the US are new Siri voice options for Irish and South African accents in both male and female genders. So that's cool, I guess, if you were Irish or South African. Multiple faces in Face ID. So now you can basically have two faces. They call it an alternate appearance. So I don't really know why they call it setup alternate appearance, because it does learn how you look. This is kind of, I guess, for if you drastically change, like put on a wig or something. I don't know. I guess you could use this for your significant other. You know, if you want to let your wife in your phone, you could use this, probably set up her face, and then, you know, you guys could share phones. So that's cool. Face ID rescanning. After Face ID fails, you can swipe up from the bottom on the iPhone 10 to initiate a rescan. That's cool. Screen time widget, you can see that here. You don't just have to go into settings, you can have that there. It's whatever. Automatic updates for software updates. Personally, I will not use this. I like to do it myself, but if you are forgetful and you just want it to automatically update, you can turn that on or off right there. Messages shortcuts. If you tap on a person's name in the Messages app, there are now shortcuts to initiate a FaceTime audio call, initiate a standard FaceTime video call, or get info on the contact. So that's cool. Notification grouping. This is a big one. So your notifications will obviously get grouped on the home screen or lock screen, whatever, but you can also group them by app, automatic, or off. So that's kind of cool to do as well. You can also have banner style of temporary or persistent if you want that as well. New iPad gestures. So they're pretty much like the iPhone 10s now. I think I have, nope, that's not it. Here it is. This is kind of something else, but the gestures are kind of more iPhone 10-esque, and this kind of hints that the iPad Pros will be redesigned this year with Face ID. So they kind of hinted at that with the gestures and also how they've set this up. So yeah, that's kind of cool to be seeing because I know a lot of you guys like the iPad Pros. iPad menu bar, like I said, redesigned kind of to make room for a notch up there, just like the iPhone 10. Passwords, new password manager API that can show passwords from 1Password and similar apps in the quick type suggestion bar. So that's cool. One-time password autofill, which is also cool because those are annoying. Smarter Siri, that's kind of a joke. But yeah, that's an oxymoron right there. Just kidding, guys. But Siri's all right. It's been improved. That's always good, I guess. I don't really use Siri. Scan QR code in Control Center, that's pretty stupid. I wouldn't use that. Wallpaper, some new iOS 12 wallpaper is made available. This one right here looks pretty good. I will probably be using that because I'm tired of iOS 11s. Siri suggestions, yeah, that's not something I would use, but if you guys want to, you guys can as well. You can also enable shortcuts in the settings menu, but you can't get that yet. It's going to be released probably in beta 2 or 3. And then, so that's that. Lock screen options. So there are new options to disable access to wallet and USB accessories when an iPhone is locked with a passcode. With USB accessories disabled, you need to unlock the iPhone to allow USB accessories to connect when it has been more than an hour since your iPhone was locked. Setting will make it more difficult for law enforcement to access locked devices with USB keys like Grey Q Toolbox. So that's definitely good. Very happy that Apple's doing that. Voice memos. It's on the iPad and Mac. Has iCloud support. It also got redesigned a little bit. Markup colors, you guys can change those a little bit more. Safari icons, you can get favicons in your Safari tabs if you put your phone in landscape mode, I think. Apple Books, it's not iBooks anymore. Don't really care about that. Podcast, don't really care about that either. Battery info. So this is cool. I really like the charts on Android that you could see like your battery. So I'm glad that iOS or Apple decided to do it. It looks way better than Android's anyway. Looks so clean, just looks great. But yeah, so usage chart shows usage for the last 24 hours or the last 10 days instead of 7 days. I don't know how I feel about that. 7 days seems better, but 10 days is fine. There's also a whole new chart that can display battery usage information. So you guys can see here, battery level with usage. You can see it took a big dip there, obviously. Almost 3 hours of usage time right there. And Apple Music changes, you can search for songs by lyrics, that's cool. And then Siri in low power mode if you use Hey Siri. So those are just some of the features that Apple really didn't talk about, but they're awesome to hear about. And I do want to mention one other thing here. I think dark mode's coming. Now, I know a lot of you guys are calling me out on my other video. I said that it was coming out. I said it was coming out for macOS. I also mentioned it would probably be coming out for iOS, but this is Apple and you know how they are. It must not have been ready. But if you guys didn't notice, I don't know if there's any of these screenshots that have it. When they were showing stuff on stage, I even tweeted about it live. When they were showing stuff on stage, the notifications had a darker translucent background. I don't know if you guys picked up on that as well. I didn't see anyone else talk about it. So it's really weird, but it definitely hints at a dark mode coming. And I don't know if it's coming by the end of iOS 12's beta, like once for public release, which could be because it'll be in the fall. But I would definitely bank on that for iOS 12. I know people are gonna say, oh, it's not coming. Guys, just believe me here. I think it's coming in iOS 12. They wouldn't drop hints like that unless they're just trying to troll, you know, people like us that make videos on this. But I think it's got to be coming because they did it for macOS. Just do it for iPhone. I mean, we got OLED screens, for God's sakes. Anyways, free trials for all paid apps now possible thanks to updated App Store guidelines. So this is pretty cool. A modified 3.1.1 rule in the guidelines says that apps are now able to offer a free time-based trial period using no-cost in-app purchases options that will temporarily unlock app functionality. So basically it'll be a $0 purchase and it would unlock it for a period of time that the developer sets. So super cool that they're doing this. It's kind of a convoluted way to do it, but it makes the most sense. Like it's the easiest for Apple to implement, just a $0 in-app purchase. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's cool. So I think that'll actually help developers as well. And then Apple details upcoming privacy and security protections in macOS Mojave. So always like to see Apple doing this. It's kind of technical, so if you guys want to read about it, you guys can pause the video. And there's a lot to it, but basically what they're doing is more user consent. So when a website tries to get your data, you know, it's going to ask you, it's going to literally pop up and you have to click OK. And they're going to try to make your Mac be more anonymous when you're browsing, because a lot of advertisement companies and nefarious companies will try to track you based on what browser you use, what plugins you use, what time of day it is, what's your IP, all kinds of stuff like that. So they're trying to make the Mac seem more anonymous, so everyone's Mac will look the same, so they can't track you, which is awesome. And then notarized apps, which kind of is just like, I don't know how to explain it, but basically when you're buying an app or downloading an app from someone's website, it can be notarized by Apple, like to say, oh, there's no viruses in this, it's safe, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of their idea on that, but it's not like some crazy like vetting like they do for the Mac App Store. It's just kind of a quick run through like, okay, this shouldn't have any malware in it. So it's just an extra step. Always happy to see that because with hackers these days, I mean, you need your security. So that's all I wanted to go over for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.